Good morning and welcome to today's episode of our daily crypto news podcast. I'm joined by my co-hosts and we're diving straight into the biggest market moving stories. Yesterday was a brutal day for crypto markets with many altcoins erasing the gains from the so-called Trump pump.
That's right. The numbers are quite staggering. Bitcoin is down 1.28%, currently trading at $85,924. Ethereum is down 2.08%, sitting at $2,250.62. And we're seeing similar losses across the board for many other major cryptocurrencies.
XRP, for example, is down 5.04%, trading at $2.26. BNB is down 2.52% at $609.06. And Solana has taken a 2.89% hit, currently trading at $144.46. It's not looking good for altcoin investors right now.
But it's not all doom and gloom. Some coins are bucking the trend. We're seeing HBAR up 6.79% at $0.25, and XLM is up 5.99% at $0.32. So what's driving these gains, and can we expect to see more of this in the coming days?
Well, that's what we'll be exploring throughout this episode. We'll be taking a closer look at the market fundamentals, as well as some of the external factors that may be influencing these price movements. The stock market, for example, is on a losing streak, and that's likely having a knock-on effect on crypto markets.
And it's not just the stock market. We're seeing a lot of regulatory uncertainty around the world, particularly in the US. The SEC is cracking down on crypto companies, and that's creating a lot of nervousness in the market. We'll be discussing the implications of this and what it might mean for the future of crypto.
We'll also be looking at some of the more technical aspects of the market. Are we seeing a shift in investor sentiment, and what does that mean for the coming weeks and months? Our analysis will help you stay ahead of the curve and make informed decisions about your investments.
So it's going to be a packed episode today. We'll be diving deep into the numbers, exploring the trends, and examining the external factors that are driving the market. If you're a crypto investor, you won't want to miss this.
And as always, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the current market conditions? Are you bullish or bearish? Let us know on our social channels, and we might just feature your comments in our next episode.
As we were just discussing, the crypto market has been experiencing quite a bit of turmoil lately, and today was no exception. In fact, some are already calling it Black Tuesday due to the significant price swings we've seen across the board.
That's right. And if we take a look at the numbers, it's clear that investors are getting nervous. Bitcoin, for example, has dropped by 1.28% to $85,924, while Ethereum is down 2.08% to $2,250.62.
Building on what we discussed earlier about market trends, it's interesting to see how some of the smaller coins are faring. XRP, for instance, has actually seen a 5.04% increase to $2.26, while BNB has dropped by 2.52% to $609.06.
Speaking of smaller coins, some of the more niche players are experiencing significant price fluctuations. Take HBAR, for example, which has jumped by 6.79% to $0.25, or XLM, which has surged by 5.99% to $0.32.
It's also worth noting that some of the stablecoins like USDC are holding steady at $1.00, which could be a sign that investors are looking for safe havens amidst the market volatility.
And what about some of the other major players? Solana, for instance, has dropped by 2.89% to $144.46, while Cardano has seen a 4.22% increase to $0.66.
One thing that's clear is that the market is highly unpredictable right now, and investors are going to have to be prepared for some wild swings. As we've seen with some of the other coins like TRX, which has dropped by 1.47% to $0.23, or LTC, which has fallen by 3.04% to $122.25.
Absolutely. And it's going to be interesting to see how the market responds to these price movements in the coming days. Will we see a rebound, or will the volatility continue? One thing's for sure, investors are going to have to stay on their toes.
Well, as the market continues to unfold, we'll be keeping a close eye on the situation and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, it's worth taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture. What does this mean for the crypto market as a whole, and where do we go from here?
Those are definitely questions we'll be exploring in more depth as the situation develops. For now, it's clear that Black Tuesday has left its mark on the crypto world, and we'll just have to wait and see what the rest of the week brings.
So, just to recap our previous discussion on the current market trends, it's clear that the recent hack has had a significant impact on the overall crypto market. We've seen Bitcoin and Ethereum experience slight gains, but many other coins are struggling to recover.
That's right. If we take a look at the numbers, Bitcoin is up 1.28% at $85,924, and Ethereum is up 2.08% at $2,250. But Solana in particular is underperforming, down 2.89% at $144.46. It's interesting to note that Solana has been experiencing some issues with its decentralized finance DeFi platforms, which may be contributing to its decline.
Building on what we discussed earlier, it's clear that security is still a major concern in the crypto space. This recent hack is just another example of how vulnerable these systems can be. And it's not just the coins themselves, but also the platforms and exchanges that support them.
Speaking of which, there are a few coins that are heating up despite the overall market downturn. Sonic and Berachain, for example, are gaining traction, with many investors taking notice of their unique value propositions. Sonic, in particular, has been gaining attention for its focus on decentralized finance and non-fungible tokens, NFTs.
Oh, that's interesting. It's always exciting to see new players enter the market and shake things up. And with the current state of the market, it's clear that investors are looking for alternatives to the more established coins. Do you think Sonic and Berachain have what it takes to make a lasting impact?
Well, it's hard to say for sure, but they're definitely worth keeping an eye on. Both projects have a strong focus on innovation and community engagement, which is essential for success in the crypto space. And with the current market conditions, it's possible that we'll see a shift towards more decentralized and community-driven projects.
That's a great point. Decentralization is at the heart of the crypto movement, and it's interesting to see how different projects are approaching this concept. From DeFi platforms to NFT marketplaces, there are so many ways that decentralization can be applied.
Absolutely, and it's not just about the tech itself, but also about the community and the values that drive it. Crypto is all about creating a more open and accessible financial system, and it's exciting to see projects like Sonic and Berachain pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Well, we'll continue to follow the developments in the crypto market and keep an eye on these emerging projects. In the meantime, let's take a look at some of the other coins that are making waves. Litecoin, for example, is down 3.04% at $122.25.
And it's worth noting that some of the more established coins like XRP and BNB are holding steady, with XRP up 5.04% at $2.26 and BNB up 2.52% at $609.06. It's clear that the market is still volatile, but there are opportunities for investors who are willing to take on the risk.
We're seeing an interesting trend today with Bitcoin touching $78,000 and then rebounding back to its current price of $85,939. This movement seems to be driven by the looming threat of tariffs on Chinese goods.
That's right, and I think this is a classic case of the market pricing in potential risks. If these tariffs are implemented, it could have far-reaching implications for global trade, which in turn could impact the demand for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin.
And it's not just Bitcoin that's feeling the effects. The overall crypto market cap has dipped below its 2021 levels. Ethereum, for example, is currently trading at $2,247, down from its all-time high of over $4,800.
I think this is a sign of the market consolidating and shaking off some of the weaker players. We've seen this pattern before where the market dips and then rebounds, leaving behind the more resilient and fundamentally strong cryptocurrencies.
Speaking of fundamentals, we touched on the topic of Solana's recent updates earlier in the show. It's interesting to see how the market is responding to these developments, with Sol currently trading at $144.
Yeah, and I think this is a testament to the power of innovation in the crypto space. Solana's focus on scalability and usability is paying off, and investors are taking notice.
Another area that's caught our attention is the performance of stablecoins like USDC and USDS. They're holding steady with USDC trading at $1.00 and USDC at $1.
This is reassuring given the turmoil in the traditional markets. It's a reminder that stablecoins can provide a safe haven for investors looking to park their funds in a low-risk asset.
As we wrap up today's show, what are your final thoughts on the market outlook?
Well, I think the next 24 hours will be crucial in determining the direction of the market. If Bitcoin can hold above $80,000, I think we'll see a rebound in the altcoin market. But if it dips below that level, we could see a more prolonged correction.
That's a great point. And for our listeners, the key takeaway is to keep a close eye on the news and stay informed about the latest developments in the crypto space.
Absolutely. It's times like these that remind us of the importance of staying vigilant and adapting to changing market conditions.
Thanks for tuning in to today's show. We'll be back tomorrow with more news, analysis, and insights from the world of cryptocurrency.
Until then, stay safe and happy trading.